Mm. Oh, really? Hey, VV Nation. Welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn, and your name is?
Good evening. This is Ryan here. Hey, Glenn.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
All
Doing
right.
good.
It's a couple of things going on. First off, if you can hear us, make sure. Oh, it's also Western Wednesday. That's right, Albert. Make sure that if you hear us, if you're hearing us, let us know in the chat, preferably with VV Nation, and let us know that we are coming across loud and clear. Joey's in the background. He's our producer today. He's going to be making sure that everything is going really good. So before I make my announcement, I want to get more people up in the room. So let's make sure that you guys can hear us because we got a big announcement before we get started. It's like huge. That's YUGE. It's huge. So let's make sure that the alert hits and everyone gets here because we got the bigness. We got the bignessosity. Hello, Glenn, Ryan, and Joey. Yes, John. Joey is here today. If the Braves drink, so somebody's asking, what do you know about the Braves going public? I haven't heard anything about the Atlanta Braves going public. Ryan, have you?
I have not. Are there any publicly traded sports teams?
I think there's a couple. I think
Okay.
I think there is a couple. I don't know which ones they are. I think there is a couple. If it's not in baseball, it might be football. I do think so. I just don't know who they are. They are held by the fans. They are held by the fans. Good afternoon, local. How many people we got here? 115? I know we got more than that coming. So let's go wait to see if I can make sure that the alert hits for everybody. Big news, huge. Like Trump huge. Glenn, is he picking you as the new Fed governor? Oh, heck no. The Pirates and the Packers. All right, there's two teams. So that's a baseball team, a football team that are publicly there. There you go. So Green Bay, the Packers, everybody. I knew that there were a couple. Apple for the win today. As a matter of fact, Jose, Ryan's got a story about the Packers. Sorry, about Apple. All right. So what do you got? 130. All right. So I think that the majority of the people that are going to be here are here. Yes, read the story last night. Braves going public, says Bill. All right, so we're going to look at that. I don't know if that's a good thing, bad thing, or bad in somewhere. But they are the best team in baseball right now. That is for sure. They are the Knicks and the Rangers also, Chris? Are they public teams? I thought MSG had those. I'm putting Ryan in timeout because of the Virgin Galactic trade. Ooh, I got nothing to do with
Virgin
that.
Galactic.
I got nothing to do with that. How many people are here? 130. All right. So this is the big news. Y'all ready? The big news is that we have finally gone over 50,000 subscribers. All right, we have finally gone over 50,000 subscribers. So I wanted to make sure we wanted to say thank you for us hitting that milestone. All right. Thank you very much for that. It's because of you that we've grown as much as we have. It's more difficult for us to grow our channel as a company channel under a company umbrella rather than if it were Ryan doing this by himself or me doing this by myself. So that's a big milestone for us to hit 50,000. So thank you. Just wanted to acknowledge that you guys this has become a really good community. A lot of great content is put on here as Ryan comes into his own, putting on more content because it's going to happen. And so thank you very much. Thank you. And with that being said, Joey's going to put the link in the chat for you right now. Folks, share the live link. Ryan, you got anything you want to say to the peeps?
I just want to say it is an awesome opportunity and actually to be a part of the celebration and hit this 50,000 subscriber milestone.
Awesome. All right. So now, tell you what I'm finna do. I'm getting ready to challenge you. All right. And it's going to be an aggressive challenge. I want to double this by the end of the year. I want us to be at 100,000 subscribers. That would be a hell of a Christmas present for us if we can make that happen. All right. And the only way we make that happen is doing what you guys are currently doing right now. share the content. You have to share the content. Invite people to our live streams. Invite people to watch our videos that we put out and all that stuff. So if we could do that, that would be awesome. I told you it was going to be aggressive to double it in less than 6 months. I think that if you continue to like the content, it's going to be well worth it. So I'd love to see us, and I put the challenge out to VV Nation. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Is that current paying subscribers or over time? So, Mike, when we have subscribers to the channel, nobody's paying to be a subscriber to the YouTube channel. We're not saying 50,000 subscribers as far as VectorVest subscribers. We got tons more than that as VectorVest subscribers. The subscribers that I'm talking about right now are the subscribers to the YouTube channel. We just hit the milestone of over 50,000 subscribers to our YouTube channel. And folks, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe to the channel, which is why I think that we could effectively hit 100,000. All right. Lifestyle said, Santa will grant you a wish. There you go. Jeff says, liked and shared, kicking it past 100K. That's what I'm asking
nice.
for. Nice.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right. With that, let's talk about what's going on in the market. All right. Let's go can you open up to the homepage? I don't know how, Joey. Sigh. Are you listening to me?
Yeah, but on a delay.
All right. Can you open up to the homepage? Do it. I don't know.
You're on the homepage.
Am I in?
Right here.
Is that what they see?
Not yet.
No. Okay. I know. I want the homepage with the color guard on it, like we normally.
Yeah, go to it.
Oh, it's sigh.
Oh, you open.
It's different when you're here than when you're not here. All right. So now here's the homepage of the VectorVest software. YouTube subscribers. Thank you, says Mike. There you go. NASDAQ crashed about 12:30. We're going to talk about that. But when we're looking at the homepage, and Ryan, you can see this, right?
Yes.
When you're looking at the homepage, you see a lot of green. All right. I've attributed this to, a lot of this is to the euphoria, inflation's going down, FOMO, all of those different things still driving the market higher. AI, a lot of green. Primary wave is up. Underlying trend in the market is up. But Brian, what do you see going on with the MTI?
Let's see here. The MTI right now, 1.58. Historically, this is high for the MTI. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of chop here, but we've got a lot of momentum to the upside at this moment.
So the reason why
I'd be cautious, not necessarily defensive yet, but definitely be cautious at these levels.
That's what I was trying to get out of you. That's right. I'm not telling anybody to Katie bar the door, not to panic, sell, or anything. But when the MTI gets to the range of about 1.5 to 1.6, the market is at a level where it's looking for a high. A couple of things. Not only that, Dr. DeLito has written many times that to beware of the July high. We keep going higher and higher and higher. When is the July high? The July high is when the market stops going up and it starts going back down. That's when we're going to get to the July high. So put those two things together. Earnings are still coming out. Banks, for the most part, are hitting, but Goldman missed. That could have been a draw on the market today. But the market's still going up. All of the major indices are up. Oh, NASDAQ is now in the red. And the market was going up today, but not gangbusters. But now the NASDAQ is starting to pull back a little bit. Someone said that the NASDAQ, there it is. Richard says, NASDAQ crashed around 1230. SMCI down. So, you know, this goes right into what Ryan said, is that this is a good time to be cautious. What does that mean? That means the stocks that you've got really big gains on, like the SMCIs, like the tech stocks, like the NASDAQ that's been rising, this may not be a bad time to take half off the table. You agree with that? Type of 1. Do you agree with that? Type of 1. If you just want to hold and be bullish the whole time, type of 2. But if you agree with that, it's not a bad time to at least take half of the table, then type of 1 in the room. All right. VectorVest is too small. VJ, this is the font that we use on every single live stream. All right. On every single live stream. All right. So that's what we have as far as the font. I've been selling SPX bearish call spreads into this peak. Excellent. All right. So again, I'm with Ryan. no time to panic. But the VectorVest system. Now, I say the VectorVest system because a lot of people out there think that the things that we offer in VectorVest, you can get free without VectorVest. That MTI telling you that the market is toppy doesn't come from anybody else but for VectorVest. The VectorVest composite, which tracks over 9,000 stocks, doesn't come from anybody else but VectorVest. So I want you guys to being able, Eton says 2. Hi, Eton. All I say is, Eton, please don't get blindsided by the market. That's all I got to say. All right, Eton, just don't get blindsided by the market. Good time to buy some SPI puts out 100 days. You know something, I would buy the time. 100 days is not a bad way to go. ASA says 1 and 2, maybe 25%. So if you don't want to take half off, maybe a quarter off. But I'm going to tell you guys, based upon what we see right here, don't be afraid to lock in some profits. All right, let's take a look at what's going on in the market today by way of our VVC. And as I look at this is what catches my attention. The big wick at the top of today's candle, some selling pressure. The candle now, even though it's still green because it's higher than the previous day's close, is green and filled. That means the price of the composite is falling from the open. The market's giving back some today. Even though it hit a new 3-month high, the market is giving back some today. Why do you not panic? I'm looking at the 3 and the 8 exponential moving averages. They're still in play. At this particular point in time, knowing that the market has run up the way that it has, but it's looking toppy, if the VectorVest composite closes below the 3 exponential moving average, that's when you start to become more defensive. Right now, we're telling you to be cautious. But if it closes end of day below the 3, that's the time to become defensive. Ryan, you want to add anything to that?
Other than the 3 crossing below the 8, you know, that primary wave, when it goes down, that's the first warning sign right there. So definitely keep your eye out on the primary wave.
Okay. There you go. I want to put that up there. There's the primary wave. Currently, it's in and up right here, as you can see. But I think Ryan is absolutely right. The primary wave is the first indicator to let you know to become a little bit more defensive. I was even getting a little faster by capturing profits by looking at the price going below the 3. But Ryan is even more right. I would, to depend more so on the program than on moving averages. Once the primary wave goes down, that's probably a good time to really, really start to become defensive because that's the fastest indicator that we have for market timing. All right, so that's where we sit, whereas the market's concerned. But again, big wick at the top of today's candle, closed green candle. The price currently is below the open. And until we get below this level right here, that's going to stay green. And then at that point, if it goes below yesterday's close, it will turn red. I believe in the RT above 1, above the 10 and the 15. Nothing wrong with that either. Whatever you want to do as you become a more seasoned investor using the VectorVest software, there's a lot of things you can do. But for the people who are brand new out there, you're looking at this stuff, I like the idea that once we get the primary wave to go down, that's the time to be a little bit more defensive. All right, let's start talking about what we got going on as far as news that is moving the market. Now that we see what's going on in the market today, let's go to our news. And from here, let's go look at economically what's going on. Big news today. Goldman Sachs post quarter 2 profits miss amidst one-off charges. Now, this is a big bank that missed. Huh? Oh, again, I'm trying to listen. That's why you're here. No, whatever. That's why you're here. That's why you're here in the background. Stay in the background. Everybody say hello to Joey. All right. So Goldman Sachs posts quarter two profits amid one-offs. Again, this is a big bank missing. Still, for me, I'm telling you to keep your eyes on the regionals. Some of the regionals may not be as profitable as some people think that they may be. So I've been saying that I've been waiting for the other shoe to fall as far as the regionals go for the longest time. All right. Next story about Goldman. How big was this? Goldman profits plunged 58% in quarter two. That's a lot. And again, that's a big bank.
I saw their banking fees drop by 20%, or just I think it was like around $1.4 billion.
So the banking fees drop because they're taking it off of people, is what you're saying?
Yeah, the investment banking fees, I guess, from customers,
right,
had dropped 20% in the last quarter.
Well, you know why they do something like that? So that they stay with the bank, right? Keep putting their
I would
money
imagine
into
so.
that bank.
Better customer relations.
But 58% is big. Profits.
Now,
big.
they also did have to write was a $504 million write down on Green Sky, which was a company that they purchased back in 2021, and they're attempting to try to sell that company right now.
Well, it's going to take some time for that to hit, isn't it? That's going to take some time for that to hit. But
that's if I was betting on banks, I would definitely feel more comfortable with the bigger banks than the regionals.
I still would too, and I still think that Goldman rebounds from this. This was, take a shot in the jaw. Let's go see if you got a glass jaw or not. That's what I think it sits at right now. I think Goldman's going to be just fine. We'll see. All right, next story. Economically, homeowners don't want to sell, so home builders are booming. Homeowners don't want to sell because they don't want to go buy in at the higher mortgage rates. But home builders, the people still want to buy homes. I don't get it. If the inflation issue is still an issue, why are people still wanting to buy homes? Not for me to jump around and go, well, new single-family homes as a share of all single-family homes for sale, big jump in that metric. But even when I live up here in Mooresville, every place I look in Mooresville is building new something. Home builders or builders just in general are rocking and rolling. And, one of my industries that I like a lot is building cement. But I think anything in the building space is a good space to be. Todd says 51 minutes ago, the bank said Wednesday it booked $1.43 billion in investment banking fees during the first 3 months and ended June 30th. That's down 20%. There you go. Thank you, Todd, for backing up what Ryan had said about the banking fees. You go, Ryan. All right.
Appreciate it, Todd.
Yes, sir. All right. So in regards to homes, I'm not sure what I'm thinking. But nonetheless, the builders are making money. They're building stuff. So keep your eyes on that space. Making hay while the sun shines. Yeah, the sun's going to keep shining. It's going to turn your grass to hay, especially if you don't water it. It's going to be hay. Anyway, all right, let's go to my next story economically. Retail sales rose in June as inflation eased. The economy is still showing that people are spending money. Even with, inflation's going down, that's a beautiful thing. And I did a story on Monday that showed that the wage raises are now outpacing inflation. That's a good sign for people to have more money in their pockets to spend. Now, when that happens, we're sitting at about 3% inflation. I think Todd and I discovered that. It was about 3% inflation. What happens now if people are spending money and the demand gets up there and prices rise again? What's going to happen to inflation? Inflation is going to start pushing back up again. Oil is another sign of that when it comes down to inflation. Inflation is going to start going back up again. What does the Fed do?
I think this last 1% to hit the Fed's objective of 2% is going to be the hardest stretch yet.
I agree with that. I agree. And then once we get there, I guess they're going to expect that inflation is going to start running again, but probably as long as it doesn't run rampant. I think things like this with retail sales, with people spending money, that the wage increases are starting to outpace inflation, I think it's just enough for more people to spend money, driving inflation up, but at a normal rate rather than infusing the economy with a lot of money and pushing a whole bunch of money into the market, into the economy. There's a difference between the two. I think this is a
Correct.
natural order of things, that this is be a healthy raise in inflation where it won't get out of hand. You agree with that? Disagree with that?
I definitely agree with that. Let's ask the subscribers
Ask them what, Ryan?
if they agree with that statement.
All right. Do you agree with that statement that this rise in inflation is a lot more healthier than throwing a lot of money through quantitative easing to raise or bolster the economy? All right.
And you're comparing it, I imagine, to the stimulus back from COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So does this mean that Joey will get a 20% raise? Ben not. No, Kid Todd says, yeah, no, you Ben not. All right. So you guys, I'm just trying to see, as Ryan is saying, do you agree with that statement? I think that this is a healthier way of inflation naturally taking course rather than us throwing, a bunch of money behind the market. All right. But this does go show that the economy is still strong in that sense. All right. All right. Next story. Both of us had a story on Carvana. Which one was this? This was yours. Carvana shares surge plans to cut debt load. Talk about it.
All right. So yeah, Carvana shares, they soared 43% earlier today. I haven't looked at it lately, but ultimately they've got a lot of debt on their books. So now they've actually come up with a plan to get rid of more than $1 billion in debt, which has got to help the valuation of this company.
Absolutely.
I mean, their long-term debt right now, from what I read earlier, was about $6.5 billion as the end of June, which is relatively unchanged from the prior year. So at least they're taming that debt and it's not getting any more, but now they're trying to lower that debt. And I imagine with the interest rates, that's probably affecting their bottom dollar, having that much debt.
Well, and I got the story right behind it. Carvana shares jumped more than 30% on the deal to reduce its debt by $1.2 billion. Anything that can bring that kind of money back into your company is always going to be a positive sign. But when we go to look at the stock, is it well warranted for you to go buy the stock? All right, and that's what we're going to look at. All right, next story. Has anyone used Carvana? I don't see anyone. Isn't there one of those Carvana things in Charlotte?
The vending machine? Yeah.
There's one of them in Charlotte, right? There is one.
And they have one, I think, by Hickory as well.
Okay. So that was to answer John's question. Has anyone used? I've never used it.
I've never used it either.
Josh did. So somebody from VectorVest has done it. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
All right. Carvana stuck up 1,000% this year, leaving short sellers with a $2 billion loss. Carvana was one of those meme stocks, wasn't it, for a minute? I think it was, with the short sellers. I think it was. All right, next story is Ryan's story as well. Microsoft closes at record after revealing pricing for new AI subscription.
So yeah, Microsoft just rallied to an all-time high after they announced pricing for the new AI subscription. Now it's called Microsoft's Copilot. And what it'll do is it adds AI to the company's popular Office products, such as Word, Excel, and Teams. Now, I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but I imagine it's going to be similar to other generative response AI programs.
Like ChatGPT?
Like a ChatGPT, exactly. Now, they did announce that this subscription will be an additional $30 a month.
Do you think it's worth it?
The increase on monthly prices for enterprise as much as 83%.
Do you think it's worth it?
I mean, I guess it depends what you do for a living,
Okay. That's a big
But I think
jump.
if it can bring additional revenue to the company and generate more AI buzz around Microsoft, I think it's only going to be able to push the stock higher from this news, which, as you could tell, it's already at a all-time high right now.
We did a story that AI there was another company I forget what it was, that was doing an AI pay per subscription just for AI. This whole addition of AI as an outside source to generate more revenue stream is not a bad idea from a company's perspective.
No.
All right. Next story. ASML in the AI space too. Critical chip firm ASML, caught in the Chinese export restrictions, posts a 38% rise in profits. Folks, AI ain't no joke. Don't sleep on it. Second quarter net profit, 1.9 billion euros, 2.1 billion in money in US dollars. 37.6% year-over-year rise. The company also raised its outlook for 2023. It expects net sales to grow 30% year on year versus 25% last year. I think anything in that space, I'm still a big fan of NVIDIA because of price action, SMCI because it's such a monster beast in the VectorVest software. Don't sleep on ASML. Don't sleep on TSMC. There's a lot of big companies in that space that are there to help you to make money. All right. And I think that a lot of people, again, the fear of missing out, still pushing these stocks price higher. But people like me who's holding a couple of these stocks is sitting back going, come on, buddy. Thank you. Have a good day now. Woo-wee! That's what I'm saying. All right. We both had a story on Tesla.
Oh, yes.
What? Oh.
I think it was the same story, too.
No, mine is about expanding into Germany.
Ah, okay.
So Tesla reveals plans to expand German factory into Europe's largest car plant. I think that anytime a company like Tesla, who's as big as they are, as well known as they are, expand, that's always going to be a positive sign. What does that do? It gives them more opportunities to make more cars. That's what it gets. Do you like AMD, Jose? Yes, I do. I'm a fan of AMD as well. All right. Asa says, making out like a bandit on your AI picks. Because of you guys, I got an AI watch list in this software for you. We created an AI watch list way before it became super califragilisticexpialidocious. We put it in there. We already look ahead of you. Stop making that face, Ryan. That was, you're supposed to make a happy face and bounce around like this. Yeah. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Anyway, so if you're a VectorVest subscriber, there is a watch list, an AI watch list of stocks that you can use our indicators to help point you in the direction of the best ones. Why did SMCI take such a big hit today, down 5? Mark, why do you think it is? People are being cautious. People have made so much money on SMCI.
Wow.
Huh?
I was just reading his comment, down 5.8%. That's a lot in one day.
People have made, remember what I said earlier today, Mark, in the beginning? People are willing to take their profits, taking some off the table. That's all that is. I think there's nothing bad that happened with SMCI. There was no bad news about it that I saw. I'm thinking that it's a lot of profit taking. That's what I'm thinking, Mark. Again, it adds to the idea of what Ryan said. Not to be defensive yet, but at least to be cautious. All right. That was my story on Tesla. Ryan's story on Tesla was about the ugly truck. It is a freaking ugly truck.
I don't know who designed this truck, but I am not a fan.
Let's call it what it is. An ugly truck.
I mean, it looks like it should be on a moon base.
It should be on a moon base. Maybe that was the appeal. But there it is.
Now, they've been talking about this Cybertruck since 2019 when Elon Musk first introduced it. Now, it finally has gone into production, and they just made this announcement. They're actually releasing earnings, I think, this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. So they just released this announcement right before Q2 earnings call. So they'll have a little bit more details on the production and delivery aspects, probably after this evening's earnings call. But right now they're looking to deliver between 250,000 and 500,000 units per share once production begins.
That's a lot.
So they're
of
expecting
cars.
a lot of these units to be sold.
And when you look at Tesla and going possibly into India and just expanding their capabilities, moving into the German market, this is why they need the capability to build more cars. This is it
Now,
in a nutshell.
I will say for an ugly truck, just reading at the bottom of this article, there's over 1.5 million reservations for this truck.
Is it really? There it is. That's as of November 2022. And all you got to do is put $100 down. I think me, you, and Joey need to go put $100 down on each one. Each. I'm not driving it, though. I'm going to give it to my daughter. I'm not driving it.
I don't see myself driving it.
I don't know. All right. So Stephanie asks a great question. Would you keep them before earnings? Let's talk about that when we get to look at the stock. All right, because we both had a story on it. We'll both take a look at what you should do with Tesla prior to earnings.
Yeah.
All right. I like that. Mark says this is the Crocs of trucks because Crocs are ugly shoes. I like that, Mark. I like that.
Mark, that is a great analogy.
Like that. What are your thoughts on leveraged ETFs? Not yet. Well, you're talking about ETFs in general. I love them. Whether I'm bullish or bearish, I can play them on either side, official Sean. I love them. I love them, but I understand that they're a trade vehicle. They are not something that I invest in long term. All right, especially if they're leverage and 2-time and 3-time leverage. I need to let you all know if you're going to take advantage of 2 or 3-time leverage contras or regular ETFs, you only need to hold them for a day or two. Get out and then do it again. Get out and then do it again, because the last thing you need to do is get in and try to hold it for a week. You'll be up 10% and then be down 50%. So that is my answer to what do I think about leverage ETFs. Whether bullish or bearish, be careful. They are trades. They are trades. All right. By the way, you can get Crocs with Spurs now. Hold on.
Hold on. What? You can get Crocs with Spurs?
Yeah. I'm not buying Crocs. I got my boots on. I need to put Spurs on those. That's the way I got to go. All right. So we'll both talk about Tesla when it comes up. Another Ryan stories. Apple launches its savings account with, you see this, 4.15% interest rate. Very interesting. Talk about it, Ryan.
So I thought this was a great move for Apple. I mean, they have a lot of liquidity, so they can definitely back the banking side. I mean, as you know, there's a lot of different payment methods through Apple Pay already. So I'm not surprised that they came out with this move. But at 4.15% for the interest rate right now, I think that gives the banks a run for their money. That's a very high interest rate.
And what that does is that's the start of money pulling out of the market, going back into the banks, because the interest rates on the banks are going to be better than the earnings yield in the market. I don't know. This could be huge.
So this will be set up through their wallet app on the iPhone. One thing I did note is that there's actually no minimum deposit or balance for this feature.
But you have to have an Apple card.
You got to have some kind of Apple card. I don't have Apple. Glenn, you probably know more about that than me.
I got Apple. I don't have an Apple card. I do
Okay.
Apple Pay, but I don't have an Apple card. But that might be an incentive to push me towards getting an Apple card. That's not a bad way to make me have that happen. If Apple had full banking, I would be on that. And Ryan
Now,
is
Apple
right.
Card,
They got the
in this
liquidity
article,
for it.
it does do a 3% cash back on purchases.
On everything.
On everything?
On everything. So Asa says another plus for Apple. I like, me, Glenn thinks that that's the best stock in the whole wide world. Anybody who knows me knows that I know that Apple is the best stock.
I mean, it just shows how diverse that company is becoming now.
Well, that's how you make money.
Exactly.
You get your hands in a lot of pots. That's how you make money.
Now, like you, Glenn, I think it's probably one of the best companies out there. But me personally, I still prefer my Android device.
Because you're on the dark side. All right. Scott says, can you explain and show why you would have stayed in Tesla on 626 when the 3 and the 8 crossed down? Scott, if you were utilizing the 3 and the 8 on an end-of-day basis on Tesla, you would have gotten out. What else could I have done? I could have given myself a little bit more room by either using the VectorVest stop price or utilizing a level of support to help back up the decision. But
Mhm.
the answer to your question is, if you want to trade off of the 3 and the 8, when it crosses down, that's when you get out. Scott, that's my honest answer to you. All right? And then when the 3 crosses back above the 8 and you want to give back in, then you do it again. But there's no reason why, if you're strictly using the 3 and the 8, why you would have stayed in the stock when the 3 crossed below the 8. Grandparents love Apple. What the flying flip? So I am a grandparent. So what you trying to say? Joey's not a grandparent, but he's got Apple.
We're gonna get Glenn a jitterbug here soon.
What the heck is that? Oh, the phone with the big. I don't need that. You know something? Where is it? I'm giving you the boo for that. I'm giving you the boo for that. I don't need that. All right. Let's go to the next one. This is one of my stories. Since AI is such a hot topic, here's a story came out of Barron's. The AI bubble isn't big enough. Why there's more upside ahead for big tech. And it mentions all of the big name stocks that are in there for AI. You look at Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Tesla, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, and we talked about this last week. Ryan did, especially talking about the rebalance, because these companies have gotten so big because AI is just pushing them higher, that they had to do a rebalance. So with the rebalancing, so that they weren't overweight individually as their own, it gives them now more room to the upside, because now the rebalance is done on the NASDAQ 100. So the announcement took a little wind out of the big tech stocks last Monday, underperforming, blah, 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 blah. The moves, though, turned out to be a one-day blip. By Thursday, the NASDAQ 100 had gained 3.6% and outperformed both the S&P and the Dow. So I think that the rebalancing was needed. And then with it being done, it's giving the opportunity for them to still run higher. So the bubble, a lot of people think we're in an AI bubble right now. There we go. Let's go to the next story. I'm staying with AI. Better AI biotech stocks. Schrodinger versus Recursion Pharmaceuticals. I'm looked at both of them. Are both biotechs that want to use AI to streamline the drug discovery and development process. So I wanted to keep on line with the AI side of things. And I got Bristol Square. I think I only put SDGR and RXRX. Both of them are up. RXRX is up big today. So AI in the medicine space. I like that. AI again. Talking about Apple. How about this? Bank of America sees more banking with its AI program, Erica. Ooh. All right. So the story talks about it's an algorithm that anticipates the answers to questions, but it comes from our data and then looks into your account. Erica avoids the problem of hallucinations, which is a big issue in the AI space. It's like getting lost, the AI getting lost, right? That may come up in some AI-generated conversations. Erica is using some of the principles and apply them in a very controlled environment. So, look at that. Erica had 165 million customer interactions in the second quarter. So AI in medicine, AI in banks, AI is getting into everything. And Dan said, don't forget about ISRG. I talked about ISRG not too long ago, as I love that stock. Dr. DeLito loves Intuitive Surgical in the AI space. And I made mention that Intuitive Surgical was a great AI stock before AI was cool. Even before AI is cool. Intuitive Surgical is a great stock. It's an expensive stock for a lot of people out there who want to get into the AI space, but it's a great stock. I got nothing but good things to say about Intuitive Surgical. All right. And to say that it's the best stock to own, period, I'm not going down that path. The only stock that I say is the best stock to own, period, is Apple. That's it. That's the only stock in the world. That's the only stock in the world. I don't know how I just got triggered. How did I get triggered, Joe? I don't know how I just got triggered. Glenn, you going to be talking about CBDC? I've talked about it a little bit. Dan, why are you talking about stuff that I've already talked about? Do you not watch the content? I've addressed CBDC several times. I've addressed Intuitive Surgical several times. So I'm saying I got to slow down. Woosa, woosa. All right, I'm good now. I'm all good. Grandpa loves Apple. That's right. I love my Apple. Glenn, so there we go. If AI is so good, when is VectorVest going to be adding them to? Hold on. Scott, are you a subscriber to? Hold on. What did I just say? Did I not just talk about that if you're a VectorVest subscriber, that we've got an AI watch list in the program? Did I not say that? I did. So.
Oh, I think he's talking about just the use of AI in the software.
Is that what you're saying? Who says that we're not using AI? Don't let me start no rumors, because I'm not starting. Joey told me that. Joey had said that we're using, and he didn't say that either. I don't know. So now that's a question.
So yeah, Scott said yes.
All right, there you go. Thank you for keeping me from getting triggered again. All right, so I don't know. Scott, I'm sorry. I misread the comment. I don't know. I haven't the slightest idea. At some point in time, maybe it may be. I don't know. That's exactly what I need to know. Thanks. I've been seeing VectorVest ads since 2020, but this is my first time checking you guys out. I'm new to investing, and I'm just trying to find the best tools. I got you, official Sean. I got you. And Scott, thank you, Scott. Scott owned it. He said, no problem. I was not clear. All right. Let me take off my hat. All right. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. I'm so passionate about this stuff. It doesn't take me much to get triggered. It doesn't. Stephanie says, Glenn, a password with you is Glenn #1 is Apple. I like that. I'm not saying I'm going to use that, because somebody's going to think that, hey, he's going to use that. I'm not going to use that. All right. So there was 3 stories in a row about AI. The AI bubble is not big enough. AI in the medical field with a couple of stocks that are trying to get AI, and then AI in the banking field. I thought that those were 3 good stories back to back to back, since AI is so hot. Your robo trader uses AI. You know something? I can't say yes or no to that. You know, Scott, maybe some of the testing, I don't know. And it could, Asa. I can't say yes or no to that. All right. I can't say yes or no. Glenn, so should a person search out software that uses AI for searching for stocks? You know something? A lot of the brokerages out there are moving towards that, and a lot of brokers are going to lose jobs if they get AI to talk to the customers. You agree with that, Ryan?
I do. I think there's probably some legality issues with that. But I definitely, I see AI taking a lot of jobs across the board.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
They say it's not, I think it's a double-edged sword, where it's going to provide a lot of new jobs to industries, but at the same time, it's going to disrupt, employment across the board.
I don't disagree with that. So again, every time I think about AI, the big movie that comes to my mind is Terminator.
I got a video coming out this evening at 6 p.m. about AI.
There you go.
We're actually going to compare Google Bard against Microsoft's Chat GPT.
You need to watch that. It's going to come out at 6 p.m. 6
So
p.m.
definitely take a look at that. Because I typed in what is a good stock, and one of them gave stock recommendations. I won't say it. Watch the video, find out.
Wow.
But it's definitely something worth taking note of.
So Scott, that may answer your question. Look at that. Ryan's all over that. That was an AI generated Ryan to answer your question before you even answered the question. Right, AI, Ryan? Yeah. All right. So, Glenn, is a good time to enter Apple. We're going to talk about that. All right. This is a Ryan story. Oil prices gain 1% on falling U.S. stockpiles.
All right, yeah. So Saudi Arabia came out Wednesday. Pretty much there was a large unexpected drawdown in U.S. crude inventories. So I know we were trying to get some of those inventories back up, I believe last month and the month prior. In addition, the Saudi energy minister raised the prospect of even further OPEC plus production cuts. I know I've been talking about this the last few weeks on this live stream. So I'm still bullish on oil. Like I said, for the short term, probably definitely going into the end of July, maybe into August. But otherwise, I mean, OPEC looks like they're trying to keep the price of oil, sustainable right now.
And I am only playing one oil play right now, and it's hanging in there. It's not going gangbusters, but it is making me a little bit of money. So I'm with you short term. I'm with you on
Okay.
the short term. All right. Another story from Ryan. Binance could lay
Yeah.
off. There you go.
So this goes off the the crypto world here. Binance announced that it could lay off thousands of employees as the company buckles down for a DOJ probe. Now, the layoffs, they're expecting up to 3,000 employees throughout the year. This is just, in response to that ongoing, Justice Department probe. Now, I know, my choice was to short Coinbase based off of this news. So when we get to the watch list, I'll be shorting Coinbase. Cryptos, they've had a strong run, but Glenn says, what was it, FTX?
Yep.
I think that's some of that, that bad taste left in people's mouth is going to be resurfacing as this probe, goes into Binance. Because Binance, if I had to say, if not the largest, one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world.
Yep.
So if the hammer comes down on them, I mean, I don't see that being good for crypto in general.
I agree. I totally agree. All right, one more story. For those of you who are not subscribers to the VectorVest system, you can always go to our main website, only 3 W's, .vectorvest.com. We've got a lot of information here. Someone asked me to do a video on all of the different courses that we have. And I said, you know something, I don't want to do that because you can come to our website right here, go to the education, and you can see all of the different types of courses that we have. Events and webcasts, digital courses for growth and income, digital courses for option, digital courses for swing trading, digital courses for investing 101. So I don't need to do a YouTube video to talk about all of that education. It's right here on our website. And then we also have group coaching for all of these levels as well. That's one reason why I wanted to bring you here. The other reason is if you go to our blog and just click on it, we try to offer a good, a story on a stock that's a hot stock every day. All right, so you want to know how VectorVest looks at some of these hot stocks that are out here, these big story names. Carvana, big story, up today nicely.
Mm-hmm.
We have a story on it. Yesterday was Bel Fuse, and I actually put this story set up for Ryan's list today. He read the story. Look at this, Bel Fuse, and this is a stock that's been hot. After its 93% price run up since April 26, can it go higher from here? And it's a great story.
So Glenn, just to, break down a little bit of the story here, this company is in the telecommunications space.
Okay.
It designs, manufactures, sells equipment. Its biggest markets are US and China, as well. Its secondary market is in Europe. Now, the one thing I did take note, I found very interesting in this article here, is last earnings back in April, the company beat its earnings by 64%. And revenue, beat its revenue by 17.3%. So this company is, I'd have to look at its ratings. We'll do that in the VectorVest system here soon. But it's making money. And its price action is reflecting that.
Anybody who's anybody, especially in our jockey club or just in general, this is a stock that we almost look at every week, especially when somebody says, we ask for stocks to take a look at. This is a stock that comes up every week. So okay. I love that we had this story here for you. And, VectorVest scores, what the scores are. Folks, even if you're not a subscriber to the software, we do invite you to go to our webpage. We give you all, this is free. This is all free. All right, let's get into our lists now. All right, so that's all of the new, huh?
Nope.
What? What I need to do?
You don't need to push the button.
Stop yelling at me.
Nobody yelled at you.
You yelled at
You
me.
want me to yell at you?
Stop yelling. You better not put your.
Stop.
I will turn this room around.
Stop touching that thing.
You
Do we
stop
need to put them
touching
in
that thing.
timeout?
Tesla is tumbling since the open. Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about Ryan. Let's start with your picks, and then we'll look at your picks from last week. Let's start with your picks.
All right. So I've got Bell Fuse in the list here. If we take a look at its price action at $59, it is still greatly undervalued at $91. Even with this momentum price action to the upside, still greatly undervalued. So I definitely like that. RV and RS, those are fundamental indicators. So we've got great fundamentals here, favorable ratings. For those people that are new to the channel, a rating above 1 is favorable, below 1 is unfavorable, and this is on a scale of 0 to 2 from RV to CI here. Now, again, the fundamentals are strong. If we look at the technicals here, 1.82, so we know it's definitely looks like a momentum play here with that strong price action to the upside. A great overall master rating, VST, and it's got a buy rating. So everything here looks really good. Next one I had here was Tesla. Now Tesla, again, we value it at $141, so it is greatly overvalued because it's currently trading just shy of 300. Fundamentally sound, 1.24, 1.27 respectively for RV and RS. It is in an uptrend. Its master indicators better than 1, so it's favorable there. We do have a nice buy rating on it, so that looks really good. Now, Coinbase, this is the one that I'm shorting this week.
Ryan, hold on a second, because the question came up twice. Do I want to hold Tesla going into earnings? So I want to do something real quick.
Yeah, let's look at the graph.
And I'm going to give some insight, but I want to hear your insight first. Sigh. There we go. All right, talk to me.
Just looking at today's candlestick, that looks pretty bearish right now.
Okay.
We got the selling pressure up at the top with the top wick, touching that 3 and 8. The momentum's still to the upside. If I was going into earnings on this position, I trade options. So I, maybe put some insurance on here just in case.
I like that.
Maybe sell, some protective puts or even put a spread on here.
Do you want control, Ryan? Do you want control?
Do I want control?
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I don't need control.
All right.
But otherwise, I'd have a stop price set in place so that way it doesn't become emotional,
Okay.
And I'm looking at probably around 270 as a stop right now.
Okay.
To give it a little bit of wiggle room.
Gotcha.
Yep, at the bottom of that trough, and then matching that prior peak here back in June.
I'll put it halfway. I got about 272.
Yeah, somewhere about a zone in there.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to say. What I do see, dark cloud cover on candlesticks. Okay. That's a possible reversal. 2, you guys do remember that they cut the prices on their cars last month. It's going to affect them, I think, coming into this quarter. All right, they cut the prices because they were trying to just sell a lot of cars, and he knew that it was going to affect the margin. I think that comes to fruition now. I think that they beat earnings, but I don't think that they beat revenue. That's my thinking. I think the company's strong enough. Relative value, relative safety is both above 1. Relative safety, that indicator of price performance, definitely above 1. But I think the revenue is going to fall short. I know they've made a lot of cars. All right, they put a lot of cars out there. But when they cut the prices to go through a sales war with everybody, I think that's what's going to hurt revenue. So I think the two of us together, I like his defensive move on it. But I think that it does beat earnings. I just don't think it beats revenue. Now, that's just both of our opinions. We'll see what happens. I love that Ryan gave you a price in that 270, 272 range as a way to maximize or minimize losses. All right. Options content from Ryan in the future? That's a good question. I don't know.
We could potentially make that happen.
Okay. You want
All
to
right,
finish
so
going
next-
through these quick so I can
Yeah,
get
I'll
to
just go
mine?
through these real quick.
All right.
Again, I was shorting coin based on that article with Binance. You know, if you look here, greatly overvalued, trading at 107, only valued at $20. I mean, it's fundamentally not sound at all. 0.2 for relative value, 0.6 for relative safety here. The only thing it's got going for it's on the technical aspect, relative timing. It does put this in an uptrend right now, and we have the hold rating. So that's the one I'm going short on. Oh, and look at that growth rate, negative growth rate, negative 12 here I see. So yeah, that looks like a good shorting candidate right there. Now we do have Apple next on the list, another overvalued tech company. Relative value does come up shy at 0.81. However, nice safety rating, is in an uptrend with the RT at 1.4, and we've got the buy rating, so that's really good. Next, we've got Microsoft on my list, currently trading at 353, overvalued right now. We value it at 215 by our metrics. Again, RV, similar situation to Apple, below 1, but it does have a good safety rating and the technicals in our favor. Now, next I have on the list are my two oil plays because I am bullish on oil right now. We got San Juan Basin or SJT and XOM. Now, these are dividend plays. Well, definitely San Juan Basin is.
Yeah.
Now, it is undervalued. See, let's look at the dividend yield here. Yeah, dividend yield's at 30. Even ExxonMobil's at 3.
Watch that dividend safety on San Juan too.
Yeah, the dividend safety not always there. It's a royalty company, so if oil prices are not high, and I'm talking about the barrel like WTI pricing, they have skipped on paying dividends before due to low oil prices. But right now, there's a short-term play. I mean, look at the relative value in both of these stocks. Very favorable ratings. San Juan at 1.92. That's phenomenal. Now, relative safety is below 1, so you're taking a little bit more risk here. And RT relative timing are both below 1, so they are still currently in a downtrend when it comes to their short-term price trend. However, the VST overall, they do meet that threshold of a favorable VST. San Juan at 1.2 and then ExxonMobil at 1.1 respectively. And they have a sold and a sell and a hold rating here. So nothing too bullish on the indicators right now. I mean, you can almost say you're bottom fishing for oil right now. But like I said, I'm just playing a short-term momentum play on oil, maybe going into August, mid-August at the latest.
All right. I've played San Juan. I've made the dividend. I did it a couple of times, and you're right, Jeff's like these oil royalty trusts are crazy. Pays 28% annualized dividend on a monthly payment. Dividend safety is only 36. Thoughts? I'd be careful with it. All right, I'd be careful with it. I think that oil's got an opportunity to run right now short term. I wouldn't not say no to San Juan. Question about what is ONMP for the exchange? O is over the counter or NASDAQ. N stands for the New York Stock Exchange. P stands for the pink sheets. Those are the different exchanges that these stocks can trade under. Good question, Sue. All right, let's go look at Ryan's picks from last week. Let's go back 1 week. How do you think you did, Ryan?
I think I did pretty well with these, actually.
All right, let's quick test them. Look at that, 1.57. All of his stocks made money last week compared to the S&P. He didn't outperform the S&P, but I love that all 4 of the stocks went up. Way to go, Ryan. Domino's
Thank you,
Pizza, Enphase, Meta, and Internet of Things. That was the biggest mover. How about that Internet of Things? Way to go, buddy.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about doing a video on IoT and how it relates to AI. So if that's something that you're interested in, just type a 1 in the comments. So if I get a lot of feedback, I'll see if I can get that video approved, maybe for next week for you guys.
Excellent. I think that's a great idea. I think anything dealing with AI right now is a great idea.
Yes.
All right, let's go look at my picks. Let's stream it first. Back to today. Oh, it is. It was up to today. Tesla. We talked about getting out of Tesla already, didn't we? Or was it Apple?
Tesla
It
we
was
looked at
Tesla.
because you had the dark cloud cover. It looked like for
There you
today.
go. All right. Chip stock, ASML, both down today. Both Tesla's only down 0.75%. Sorted by VST. Just about every stock in my list today has got a VST above 1. Bank of America, AI story. Carvana, building up some capital. RXRX and SDGR, 2 biomedical stocks. Look at that. Getting into AI, Goldman Sachs, even though they missed on earnings, on revenue, look at that. Up today. Bristol Squibb Meyer was another one of those stocks in that space of biotechs with AI. This was a stock that there was no story on. All right. This was a stock that I came across in a search that was up like 110% in the last 10 days. Couple of things that I like about it. One, that it was cheap. Being cheap, it was undervalued. It was on the NASDAQ that was optionable, even though it's that cheap. Relative value was above 1. Stock's got good upside potential. All right, this is strictly a speculative play, folks, based off of movement over the last week. It's got an earnings growth rate of 23 with a negative earnings of 38%. That kind of growth tells me that this is probably going to get less negative quickly. All right. Other than that, it does have the volume. It's got the volume, and it's in diversified companies. This is strictly a stock that caught my eye. No news. I couldn't find any news on it. All right. I want to take a look at the graph, see if it's worth it. Again, it's a stock that went up 110% in the last 10 days. This is another reason why I liked it. See the steady move coming off a level of support, the 3-8 cross just moving up. The 3 is pulling away from the 8, down day to day. But I think that this stock's got a lot of upside if the market moves higher. All right, so it was strictly a technical play, no news. Strictly a technical play, no news. Glenn, I'm typing in a while from yesterday's video for showing the custom field builder. Thank you, Mark. Looks like you guys liked last night's video in a big way, and I want to say thank you for that. And that's why I want you guys to make sure you pay attention to Ryan's video tonight, which will not disappoint. Make sure you do. Glenn, how about the reverse split on 120 of BBIG? Did they? Yeah. Was it a reverse split? All right, let's go talk about that real quick. If it was a reverse split, 1 for 20, look at what it's done. It's coming back up, at least to that area as well. I don't know. I just got a feeling. I got a feeling that this stock may be a big stock. That this stock may be a big stock. That this stock may be a big stock. BBIG for you and me. That's right, we go back to the stove. All right, that's right. All right, anyway, I don't know where that just came from. It just came from. Listen, this may turn out to be a big bust, but it caught my, really, energy says crickets. Energy says crickets. All I'm saying is it just caught my attention being up over 100% in the last 10 days. All right. Whew, that took a lot of energy to do that. Let's go look at my stock picks from last week. Let's go see what they did. Let's go back 1 week. Let's go back 1 week. Laughing, just kidding. Ryan laughed. Ryan did laugh. All right. So I had AVGO. What did they bought VMware. I don't know what happened with Apple last week and Microsoft, and I did have an oil play. Let's quick test them. How did they do? Ooh. I did a little better, but not by. That's because the VMware got bought by AVGO. Big move. Microsoft 5%, Apple 2.9. The oil play didn't work out as much, but it was only down 0.2%. We did outperform the market. All right, which is fine. I think we both did well as far as our picks going into last week.
Yeah,
right.
Good job, Glenn.
A good job for you too, bro. All right, let's go look at the customer picks from last week.
All right.
Before we go look at their picks for this week. Because we're going to compare your picks from week over week, There was more. There was 10 stocks. What happened? What happened to some of these stocks? That's interesting. There was 10 stocks. Why is it looking at mine?
Are these your stocks? Yeah, because USO.
Oh, now it went away. All right, something just happened. That happens every so often. Something was going on with the. I gotta fix that. Stay right there. Everybody stay there. That happens in my software. The watch list get jacked up because that wasn't the right watch list.
Are you logging back in, Glenn?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm logging back in. Huh?
You should probably get some more watch lists.
I should get. Shut up, Joey. Sometimes
We need
I
more
dislike
watch
it.
list.
Energy says hold fast. Ryan airtime. When does he get to sing? That's up to Ryan.
Whew. I don't know if y'all want me to sing.
You know, you got your cowboy hat on. You should sing. Baby, close the door and turn the lights down low. Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan. Sing it. Woo!
I'd have to pull up the lyrics.
I saw the words I know, too. Baby, close the door and turn the lights down low. All right. Let's go to the viewers. Let's go to the watch.
I may not sing, but I'll give you a good yeehaw.
All right. Glenn's picks, Ryan's picks, custom. Let's just go there. Let's go there. Let's go customer picks last week. Now the watch list should look different. Should. Let's go see. Yeah, there we go. That was their picks from last week.
There it is.
All right. Let's go back 1 week. Let's go see what you guys did. Quick test. You didn't do as well as me or Ryan, did you? EXP, big mover to the upside. Board, the big loser to the downside. But you not so bad. 7 out of the 10 made money. All right. Now let's go look at the customer picks for this week. Give us a get her done. Get her done. Oh, Ryan, give him a get her done.
Get her done.
All right. Joey, I need you guys to put in stocks. Joey's going to call them off to me. He's picking out the 10 stocks. Yes, Joey's picking out the 10 stocks. I'm not looking at the screen. It's up to Joey. Joey's going to call them out to me. All right, here we go. Only 10.
All right, looks like we got RNG.
Okay. Talk to me. Somebody. Sigh.
Are we doing X-Row?
Yeah, keep going. Give me, I just need 10.
A.
Huh?
T-O. T-I-O.
That's 3.
Grill. G-R-I-L.
4.
U-P-S-T for Upstart.
5.
Rig. R-I-G.
6.
D-A-L.
7.
H-D-S-N.
8.
S-O-I.
9.
Cat.
10. Is that my 10? There's my 10 stocks for the week. All right.
There's 10.
There it is. All right. By way of VSE, you know something? We're not going to analyze each and every one. What are we at? We're sitting at 308.
Well, I do like only one stock in this list has a VST less than 1.
So that is, oh, sigh. I bet you that was Mark. Hold on, let me go look. No, it was Energy. Sigh. All right, XROF, it's up today. Everybody knows I own it. It's up today. This is
Look at these big movers. Ring Central and Upstart, both over 6% today.
Let's go peep that out.
I'm a big believer in the Ring stock. I think,
why?
Especially with AI, I think there's a lot of room to adapt or incorporate AI with the Ring Central platform.
Okay. I think that Ring Central is just a cool way to make sure. You know how many times Ring Central has been used to thwart and find bad guys? Because the cops get the access to the Ring Central cameras that are just looking out into the street and they catch all kind of stuff. No, for real.
I don't doubt that.
All right.
I think where are they catching those Amazon pirates?
Yeah, they catch those too. You remember when Tingo was hot?
Not so much anymore.
Yeah, you remember when Tingo was hot? Let's go.
Look at that RT down to 0.1.
Holy smokes. This is when it was hot. And that's how about we talk about using the 3 and the 8? Was that a good opportunity to get out? when the price was 380 instead of being in at still at 143? Holy smokes. And because the 3 was so far from the 8, I would have used the close below the 3, and I would have gotten out 2 days. I would have gotten out when the price was 478. Wow. It's true. I heard that they use it in a stolen car situation. Where is a Ryan did put it on the list? What the flying...
Oh, I think he's talking about the symbol A.
Symbol A? Where is
correct? We did not put that on the list.
Oh no!
We just
so we only we only took the top 10. Well, Ryan called them out. I was only taking 10 stocks because if we're going to compare your stocks picks over the last week, I'm only going to do 10. If we're going to compare your stock picks over the last week, we're going to only do 10.
I think they've got a strong list. We'll see.
Sorted by VST. Only one stock, like you said, has got a VST below 1. More buys than anything. We'll see. We'll see going into the next week. So these are your picks for this week.
I will note, if you look at the relative safety column, there's not a lot of safe stocks in this list. Only one stock
and that's
with a safety rating.
Only stock that's got a relative safety above 1 is Caterpillar.
Yeah.
Wow. So these are more so aggressive picks. RV's above 1, relative safety's below 1.
I think our viewers are feeling a little frisky this week.
Why? It's true. What did they say? Ryan,
well, because they're picking stocks that are rather risky.
Is that... Man. All right. I didn't get that. I didn't freaking get... Stop looking at me like that. Sigh. All right. We're done. We're going to fight, Joey. When will VectorVest add the 3 and the 8 stop to the trading system stop criteria? Right now, we don't have any stop criteria on moving averages. I'd love to see that. That's a request that I've had into our development group for the longest time, is to use moving averages as a stop. So when will that happen? When it happens, I don't know. Scott says, where can I find the information for you at 6 p.m. presentation? If you subscribe to our channel, folks, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Once you do that, hit the bell icon. Scott, you will be alerted when the video is available. You will be alerted to when the video is available. That's how you know. Folks, again, thank you so much for pushing us over the 50,000 subscriber air mark. Thank you so much. And I did put a challenge out to you guys. Let's double that by the end of the year. If you honestly feel that we put out good content, share it. Share it and let other people know what we do here at VectorVest. All right, you got to do that.
How about this, Glenn?
What?
If we hit 100,000 subscribers, I will sing.
Ooh. All right.
I will sing if we hit 100,000 subscribers.
Wow, you got it.
And I don't do karaoke at all, so that's saying a lot.
You got it. So if we get 100,000 by the end of the year, Ryan says he will sing. Energy says, I'll email you X-Roll to blow up between now and next week. Oh, y'all, don't mess with me on that X-Roll. Ryan has got to sing to get to 100,000. All right, listen, they want you to sing. That's up to you, bro.
I'll give him a yeehaw.
All right. Hey, you want to close this out this week?
Yeah, I could close. Definitely. Again, thank you, everybody, to helping us get to this milestone of 50,000 subscribers. And as I ended last week, all I want to say is yeehaw, VectorVest Nation, and let's make some money.
Amen to that. See ya.